They're racing in the Golden Jubilee, and Black Caviar's got away to a good start. Society Rock began badly. Soul is going to be the early leader. Out in the centre, Black Caviar travelling on the near side, getting a lead from Bogart. Out in the centre, Jimmy Styles, followed by Escalave, and further back then is Restia d'Argent. Moonlight Cloud takes up a position in the middle of the field from the checker. Pastoral Player is further back in the field. They're followed then by Krypton Factor. Red Rock is out the back and company with Jenky, then Serious Prospect, who's at the tail of the field as they race up now towards halfway, and Soul the leader from Bogart, and now Black Caviar ambling up on the near side in third. They're a length to Escalave, followed by Krypton Factor and Jimmy Stars and Restia d'Argent, and further back is Jenky. But as they come up now onto the course proper, 2 furlongs left to go. Soul is the leader. Now Nolan starts to shake the reins at Black Caviar. She starts to move up on the near side. She draws level now with a furlong left to go. Now he says go on the mare. She gets about a half length in front of Soul. Restia d'Argent, Moonlight Cloud coming home fast, but it's Black Caviar in front with 100 yards left to go. Here's Restia d'Argent and Moonlight Cloud. He eases up near the line. Here's Moonlight Cloud. It's tight. Black Caviar and Moonlight Cloud in a photo. In third then Restia d'Argent, followed by Soul. Further back is Krypton Factor, and that Serious Prospect back in the field from Society Rock. Bogart the last to finish. He has eased near the line, and this is tight. This is very, very tight indeed. Black Caviar flashing home down the outside, Moonlight Cloud, as they race towards the line. Oh, she might have just got the bobbin. She's got there. She has scraped home. She has got there by a nostril. The winner is number 11, Black Caviar, and the cheers of the crowd and the relief of Peter Moody. He will not be a happy man. Luke Nolan will have a look at it again near the line, but this is the reaction in Melbourne, in Federation Square. A cheer from the crowd as they know now that Black Caviar has scraped home in the closest of finishes to the Diamond Jubilee Stakes. There is Black Caviar. Look at Luke Nolan riding so confidently near the line, but look at the swoop down the outside from these two. He's riding so confidently as they get towards the line, but Moonlight Cloud in the white, and in the centre Restia d'Argent. The two French horses are swooping, and as they hit the line, it's Black Caviar by a short head, ahead officially, a neck between second and third. The 1, 2, 3 is first, number 11 Black Caviar, Luke Nolan. Second, number 12 Moonlight Cloud, Thierry Janet. Third, number 15, Restia d'Argent, Maxime Guillon. And fourth is number 9, Soul, Frankie Dettori. It's ahead by a neck, and the time, 1:14.10. She started 6-1 on favourite, 5-1 Moonlight Cloud, 40-1 about Restia d'Argent. They are the British bookmakers' prices. And Luke Nolan and Peter Moody. And there is the photo. Luke has realised close home that they were closing, and they came from the clouds. And he shakes the reins at Black Caviar, and she has scraped home. The alarm was going off, I'd say, about 30 yards from the line. And this fantastic mare has now won 22 races in a row, 22 straight. She has won the Diamond Jubilee at Royal Ascot in the Queen's Diamond Jubilee year. And Luke Nolan takes her down the track, and in front of this enormous crowd, a crowd of about 80,000 here at Royal Ascot today, he has cantered her down the track, and they will be fully appreciative of that. Down in the silver ring, down in the grandstand enclosure, and then he'll trot back in front of the members. But I would say the relief of Connections would be enormous, and also the relief of the jockey, because when he watches that again on replay, he will have his heart in his mouth. He won't sleep for a week.
And he's not the only one who had his heart in his mouth. The whole nation did. A whole crowd here at Ascot held their breath because they thought that this supermare had been caught on the line. And for all of them watching in Federation Square in Melbourne, a huge sigh of relief and a cheer went up when the result was confirmed. And Peter Moody had said he didn't mind if he only won by half an inch, but I thought he was joking. Maybe Luke Nolan took him at his word, because, Willie, that was extraordinary.
I got a little bit too confident, did Luke. He's been winning, you know, sort of easy all the time down in Australia, but here obviously she's travelled a long way. She's possibly not as good as she normally is, but she is the best. You know, she has been the best on the day, and there's a lot of relief that the photograph went that way, because if it hadn't gone that way, I'm afraid the jockey, the rest of his life would have been not very nice, because he looked as though he just took it a little bit too easy. Instead of just having a little peek to see where the other horses were, he just sort of went up to the last quarter of furlong and just hands and heels, very quiet.
Well, let's have another look at it, because I'm sure many people will have been rewinding going, what happened there? And it was almost, he didn't want to get serious with her. He doesn't want to give her a hard race because the travelling that she's done, and because they want to go elsewhere in the world and try and win another of these global sprint races. But Willie, he almost pulls up last sort of 8 strides.
Look, he is pushing her out there. He's got his stick waving. He gave her a little tap there, backhander, another little backhander, and oh, he he's flicked her a few times, and obviously now he's sort of keeping her balanced. He hasn't stopped. He stops riding now, and he's
Let me ask you an honest question. Has he mistaken the winning line?
Well, we'll have to wait and see. We'll wait and see what he says when he gets back. But he did actually stop riding there for the stride or two.
And you can see there the conflicted emotions of all of those associated with Black Caviar, as they thought, oh my word, she's been caught. And then the jubilation when it is confirmed that she has not been caught. She's hung on, and she has won the Diamond Jubilee. May it please your Majesty, your Royal Highnesses, my lords, ladies and gentlemen, everyone in the UK and everyone in Australia. She has travelled halfway around the world, defending an unbeaten record. She has hung on. It may have been tight, but she has won her 22nd race. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the Diamond Jubilee, Black Caviar.
Hasn't gone according to script, but the result is what everybody wanted. She's won it officially by a head, and the time was 1.91 of a second outside the record. So it's been an amazing performance in the ground under the circumstances. But Luke Nolan will be going back over that, and he'll be looking over and over again and asking just why he is. So there she is. She's relaxed. I don't think there's anybody else here who's very relaxed. But whether he actually mistook the winning post or whether he was confused, I don't know. Or maybe too confident. Let's have another look. Look at him. He's riding hands and heels. He's still riding out now. But look at these two on the outside closing. Moonlight Cloud and Restia d'Argent. And now he eases. But there's still quite a few strides to go. Well, now he gets a response from the mare. And he has just fallen in. The interview will be interesting. But there is the mare, this great mare, this outstanding mare who has capped the most fantastic week here at Royal Ascot. We've had Frankel's 11-length demolition in the on the first day. We've had Frankie Dettori winning the Gold Cup. We've had So You Think winning the Prince of Wales Stakes. We've had the Queen having a win, and there is Her Majesty, who's down there to see this mare herself. Well, what a fantastic compliment to Peter Moody, to this great mare, that Her Majesty has come down herself to see her in the flesh. A magnificent moment, and a great moment for Australian racing, for Australian sport. Luke Nolan coming over. This great partnership. He's been aboard for the majority of her wins. Missed the first couple, he missed another one under suspension. Anyway, sighs of relief all round, and I'd say those who laid the long odds on breathing the biggest sighs of relief. As Luke Nolan steps onto the scales, let's check the full details with John.
Well, you're certainly right there, Jim. The punter had £100,000 on to win 20,000. He had his heart in his mouth, that's for sure. Black Caviar wins the Diamond Jubilee Stakes, the 1-6 favourite. Second was Moonlight Cloud at 5-1, and third Restia Darjan at 40-1.
Well, Jim mentioned that Luke Nolan will watch this a few more times, and he will, but this is the bit he won't mind seeing. The fact that she did pick up again for him when he asked, and that Moonlight Cloud just couldn't close fast enough. And on the line, she was still a nose in front. He gives Peter Moody a big kiss there. The gamble paid off. The gamble to come here. The owners were the ones that wanted to do it, and the Queen has come down to greet the horse. Let's hear now from the winning trainer and jockey with Richard.
Well, without doubt, the first question, I think 17 million Australians and 100,000 people nearly here at Ascot want to know, Luke, what happened in the closing stages?
I'd probably just underestimating the testing track of Ascot. I was kind of late, and she'd had enough, and the big engine throttled right down. It's quite unfortunate, because it's going to overshadow what was a very good win. They're going to talk about more about my brain fade than the horse's fantastic effort.
Do you feel that prior to that she had shown the superiority that you expected?
Yeah, she did, but like I said, I underestimated the testing straight six here, so private area, but we got away with it.
Got away with it, Peter. What were your thoughts in the closing stages?
You've only got to win by 1/4 of an inch. That's what we're prepared to come here and win by, and we've got the job done.
The way she travelled through the race, everything was going to plan. Was there ever a moment in the closing stage where you thought it wasn't quite as dominant as you would have expected?
We never expect dominance. We've never asked her for dominance. She gets the job done. We're more concerned about her next run than we are today. So we're extremely proud of her. She's 22 for 2022. It's never been about margins. It's never been about dominance.
Heard you talking before the race about the fact that as a sportsman you never get a chance to represent Australia. This is your chance to don the baggy green today. So how proud are you of what's happened today?
I'm an extremely proud Aussie. You know, words can't describe the feel. Just to be here and take it all in, it's an unbelievable feel, and it's very befitting that it's with a horse like this.
And the moment that you led her up to meet Her Majesty the Queen, what was that like?
Something I never thought I'd experience. No, it's quite overwhelming. There's no doubt Your Majesty's certainly a horse lover, and the two Queens of Australia, maybe.
And Luke, are you going to be able to enjoy this eventually?
Oh, look, I will. Look, shit, we won. Doesn't matter, does it? Look, but I think it may overshadow what was a fantastic job by the horse. You know, take my hat off. This little bloke here, Tony, Hayden, and Paddy Bell. They looked after the whole time at Newmarket, and she's done a fantastic job. So I think hopefully my performance hasn't overshadowed what was a great effort by the whole team.
Well, Peter, give him a hug. Well done.